The rise of Hitler and the Nazis occurred shortly after World War I. It became one of the most tragic and discriminatory events in history. During this time, a number of ethnic groups, such as Jews, Gypsies, homosexuals, and mental or physically ill people, were discriminated against.
As a child, Adolf Hitler was intelligent, arrogant, insecure, and awkward. He was also very interested in history and art, but he had a poor record in school and left before completing his tuition. He aspired to be an artist or architect, but both of those dreams failed. Adolf only had one friend, August Kubizek. August described Hitler as a shy person, but he would fight for what he believed in. Hitler would give speeches to August about his hopes and dreams, using hand gestures. August was a good listener, which made their friendship strong because Hitler couldn't stand being corrected. Hitler's personality as a child reflects how he prospered as a dictator over Germany. During World War I, Adolf Hitler volunteered as a soldier at the age of 25. He enlisted in the Bavarian Regiment. Throughout the war, Hitler avoided life-threatening injuries. He was eager to fight and would volunteer for dangerous assignments. For example, Hitler was a dispatched runner, which is where you run messages back and forth to the units on the battlefield. During breaks in fighting, he would paint watercolors of the battles. Hitler was never one to complain and usually discussed history instead of women like the other soldiers. Hitler never advanced from being a soldier because of his sloppy manner, unusual personality, and lack of leadership skills. But he was noted for his luck of avoiding injury and bravery. And in August 1918, he received the Iron Cross First Class award, which was rarely given to foot soldiers.
Adolf Hitler's political career began in Munich. Hitler was hired to preach to the troops about German nationalism and anti-socialism. He was sent to report on the German Workers' Party, also known as the DAP. The DAP was a group of extreme nationalists and anti-Semites. The party worked toward persuading Germans that Jews were the major reason for Germany's plight, and to win over the Internationalist Social Democratic Party. At the DAP, Hitler gave an effective performance, leading to an invitation to join. Hitler joined out of sympathy for the ideas, pressure from his superiors, and because it was his only chance to express his strong beliefs. When Hitler joined, his world view of anti-Semitism commenced. Hitler's reasoning for the failure in Germany during the war and post-war was that the Jews were all to blame. His anti-Semitic theories provided all explanation for the defeat, revolution, and the Treaty of Versailles. It was, in Hitler's eyes, all the Jews' fault.
In 1923, Hitler was sent to prison for his role in the Beer Hall Putsch. This is where he wrote his book Mein Kampf. He was influenced by Henry Ford, who wrote about Jewish conspiracy to take over the world in his own autobiography, My Life and Work. In his book, Hitler couldn't explain his ideas the way he wanted to because he couldn't use hand gestures or speak in a passionate voice like in his speeches. His book contained his autobiography, political ideas, and an explanation of propaganda techniques. But the autobiography part was inaccurate because he wanted to create a positive image of himself. In the political portion, he describes how the Germans are superior to all others. He also mentions that Jews are lazy and do not contribute much to the world. One of the main ideas in this book is that the Jews were responsible for everything, including the loss of World War I. It also includes many ideas that Hitler incorporated in the Nazi Party.
In 1921 of July, Hitler took over the DAP and renamed it the National Socialist German Workers' Party, NSDAP, otherwise known as the Nazi Party. In less than 12 years, it became the largest party in Germany, and Hitler was the leader. Hitler was a passionate political speaker, trying to persuade people that his worldview of anti-Semitism was the major view to believe in. During 1919 to 1921, Hitler rejected the promotion to the leader of the Nazis. In 1921, he only accepted the role because he was forced to do so. Otherwise, his position was at risk. He emerged as the leader of the Nazis and became determined to be the dictator of Germany. Hitler and the Nazis believed that Jews were the reason for all of Germany's hardships. The Nazis treated the Jews as well as other ethnic groups as if they weren't even people. Concentration camps were created to eliminate all Jewish people through gas chambers, crematoriums, and work labor.
Adolf Hitler and the Nazis used many propaganda techniques. Many of these techniques were used on posters. One poster only has Hitler's face and name because it's what got the point across clearly. Another poster shows Hitler as a strong leader, and with the slogan, "One people, one nation, one leader," it was used in great effect in 1938 with the Union of Germany and Austria. This poster shows the communist and Jewish communities being targeted for the propaganda and violence. The metal fist represents a threat towards the East. The Nazis' use of propaganda influenced numerous Germans to support Nazi ideas.
The rise of Hitler and the Nazis led to the Holocaust, which the world knows as one of the most violent and prejudiced periods in history.